Tumelo and Ditsala, welcome to another episode of Dintshang with DStv, and I am your host, Orapeleng, aka Losto Do the Mosto, and today, as you know, we're going to be talking about all things DStv, whether it's your local or international content, news, kiddies entertainment, and all things that have to do with home entertainment. This is the place for you to be. And as you know it, MultiChoice is celebrating 30 years of being in Botswana and bringing you nothing but quality content and making sure you and your families continue to be entertained. But make sure you firstly like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button because you do not want to miss any of this. Today's guest joining me needs no introduction. He is a model, presenter, TV and film producer, and as well as a musician. He goes by the name of Tumelo, Johwa, and he's also popularly known as King Tux.
Hi.
He's in the building. Welcome to Dintshang.
Hi, thank you for having me. As you know, this is really where the dream began with MultiChoice DStv.
Yeah.
And it's, 30 years later, still got that magic.
We're celebrating Big 30 this year, and we're going to be talking about everything that we love about DStv, especially the content that they've been providing. So we're going to be starting with some of our favorite shows that are currently on DStv. And the first one I'm going to hit you with, I'm assuming this one might be your favorite because I've never watched this. It's The Man Who Fell to Earth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it threw me off quite a bit because I've never seen it. I've only seen the trailer, but I've never taken keen interest to watch it. But let's talk about it because I think it's a horror. What is it? Number
one, I'm not really a big fan of the horror genre, but I am a huge fan of sci-fi.
Okay.
Yeah. The Man Who Fell from Earth is basically, I don't know if you know this guy from, he was in one of the Marvel movies, Doctor Strange, the black guy, Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce his name, but he's definitely one of the most brilliant actors today. So he's there alongside Naomi Harris.
Yeah, no, I did see Naomi Harris on the trailer.
Yeah, and it's like it's your aliens come to Africa. Look at Africa. Urumilwe from his planet to come to our planet to get some resources from here and then go back and save his planet, but at the same time leaving us with a little something to develop our
just hold on. So in terms of him being an alien, and then he's in the form of a human being, right? So when he came as an alien, he was completely when I imagine an alien, I imagine some sort of scary animal, but
yeah, he's not exactly GQ material when he comes here, because remember, for you to actually leave a planet to come here, that means your technology is advanced. So they come here and they manage to sort of they've got that whatever thing that happens to kind of sort of, acclimatize to our environment and understand how people behave, behavioral, whatever. So his performance gets really, really crazy, but he just pulls it off so well.
So is that what you watch normally on a Sunday?
Yeah.
What channel would you be watching it on?
Sci-fi would really be my thing on Sundays, you know what I mean? So.
Which channel would you be watching it on DStv?
Showmax.
Showmax. Oh, brilliant.
I believe Showmax.
So you're like the kind of, so you're more of a binger, or do you like to?
The thing about it is about time management. I can't watch 5 shows, episodes back one back to back.
Yeah.
I gotta basically focus on one season. All right, figure out what's going on, move along, put it over there, next one over here, and so forth.
So you can't wait every other week?
I can't do my one.
Okay. And then the next one is my favorite one. It's The Republic. It currently airs on Zanzi Magic, and it's currently on its season 2. So it's all about politics. It's all about political leaders and just the regime in South Africa as a whole. But it kind of changes the narrative. Well, number one, the president is female in The Republic. She's got subordinates who are ministers who are trying to sabotage her. She's trying to push an anti-corruption motion, and everybody else is like, no, sweetie.
Sounds like some serious action in there.
It's action-packed because there's a point where she even gets kidnapped by the rivals, by the opposition party, because they want to sort of steer something into the government. They want a ransom, a huge ransom.
Sounds scandalous.
It's very, very, very interesting. And for me, it's Warren Masemolala's acting. Oh, man, he's brilliant.
He's dope.
He's brilliant. I mean, you've seen him. He's played many different characters from a long time ago. He can change. He can switch it up.
Yeah.
He can be the Lijidalaku guy, or he can be sassy on screen.
Yeah. Because I mean, look, the trailers, I did peek the trailers, and it's one of the things that's on the list. You know what I mean? But then right now, you're actually selling it. I'm moving it up my priority list.
You know what it reminds me of
got
the first time I watched
the right act, super actors.
For people who don't know, we've done a production together, Stairs, Stacks and Stairs, and it kind of reminded me of that. The first time I saw it, I called our director and I said, "Oh, this production reminds me of that production we did." So which was really cool. It's also just about like just how there's a lot of corruption. It's corruption based.
Politics,
power,
scandal, power.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I really I enjoyed the storyline more than anything. The actors were great, but the storyline is very unique. It's very different. It gives you some sort of a different perspective altogether of what Africa could be or what South Africa as a nation could be as well.
Awesome. It just moved up from top 5 now, my priority list, to
top
maybe
1.
number 1.
Maybe. Okay, we're gonna now go into Good Morning Africa.
Oh, yes.
Interesting fact about Good Morning Africa, he was part of the production crew that produced the show in 2011 to 2013.
Wow, you've done your research.
Let's talk about that. Your experience firstly on set, then we can, get into the other details of that.
Well, I think the most interesting thing was the concept itself. You know what I mean? Like, you'd find that a lot of news or a lot of things that are happening on Africa that you find on the news are usually like negative.
Yeah.
So we don't really get to have that entertainment factor, that inspirational factor, and that, edutainment in a way, you know what I mean? And it's relative, you know what I mean? You can relate from somebody on the east side to the west side of Africa to southern Africa.
And I think the most interesting about the show is that it gave people an opportunity to see like Africa in a good and positive aspect, especially when it comes to talent. Maybe could it possibly be the reason why Afro entertainment is so popular now globally?
Yeah, I mean, look, African entertainment has always been there since the beginning. You know what I mean? Even whatever we're getting from the West, it's still somehow a spin-off of what we've been doing out here, whether it be music, theater, basic commerce, and stuff like that.
Was it only also just about the news, or was it also, I think there was an aspect where you guys had like different personalities joining in studio?
Oh yes, we had so many different personalities. Funnily enough, another fun fact, we had a former Miss Botswana, Miss Sumaya Marupe, who is also my co-host out here. So we actually we're doing basically the Botswana segment. So all events and from clubs to shows to behind the scenes on TV productions and stuff like that, down to things like the trade fair. We're all over the place showcasing ourselves to the rest of the world.
That's beautiful. That's also part of like the reason why Africa is so connected right now.
Exactly.
We've become such a global community that nobody can stop us.
Right there on the biggest and brightest breakfast show.
So still talking about entertainment news and our favorite shows. My favorite show, well, it's not really a show to be specific. It's all about entertainment, celebrity gossip, and all things fabulous on the red carpet. I'm talking about E-News.
I knew it.
You knew it?
I knew it.
When you hit the red carpet, you're like, okay, she's going straight there. I think for me, it's one of those shows that I really like the fact that they kind of give us like a scoop of everything that's going to be coming ahead, whether it's latest movies, whether it's the red carpet, celebrity looks, the fashion police, and all of that.
Yep, and also to chip in, I'm guilty as charged. I watch E-News too.
And you look stylish, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
We might as well roll the red carpet for you as well. Come through.
Thank you. But what I really like about E-News and a lot of EPKs, I grew up watching EPKs, corner to corner, coast to coast. You know what I mean? Because it gives you an insight into like all our favorite celebrities or people we look up to, where they give us a piece of themselves. Like the way that it should. It's not a tabloid thing per se, but it's kind of put together in a way in which it's respectful. And you can also kind of figure out a way in which, if you were tossed into that world, you could kind of sort of
how would you
carve yourself out.
Yeah, put yourself in that world.
You know what I mean?
Have you ever imagined have you attended a red carpet?
I've attended a few, but I mean, I'm open to many more.
Look at you.
Let's put it that way.
We're gonna get into the next one. It is your favorite, The Amazing Race.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Please.
It really?
That's one of the greatest. I'm not a big reality show person.
I love reality shows.
But I love game shows. You know what I mean? I mean, reality shows for me, just general reality shows for me, it's like comparing juice to concentrate, like Sweeto.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's nice, the masses love it, but it doesn't have that quality.
Yeah.
Now, the quality behind this particular game show is that it's something that can run for 1,000,000 years. You know what I mean? You get to see, there's a lot of edutainment, there's the competition, there's the different characters or different people.
Exploring as well.
Exploring, you get to see, man. I mean, I fell in love with the world just watching this show.
That's pretty interesting. Another interesting, point about this show is that the contestants get the opportunity to book flights for themselves. And if you're not on the right plane or on the wrong plane, you might just find yourself in a completely different continent as opposed to where you're supposed to be.
Yeah. And that for me, I feel like it's a lifetime experience. That if I was to, I've never actually entered any competitions like that, but if there was one,
that's the one competition you definitely join.
That's the one for sure.
I mean, for me, The Amazing Race has always felt like it's kind of, it's a little too adventurous, It's for people who like adventure. It's for people who like to be outdoors. It's for people who like to explore. And that's not really my style, but I do like the energy and the clues that they put, the entertainment. For a fact, and the prizes that they get to win.
Yeah. So why don't you talk to your people and we can produce Amazing Race Africa?
The people, are you listening? This one is my favorite one. It's the Real Housewives franchise. Whether it's Lagos,
reality show,
whether it's South Africa, whether it's the US, I love all of them. But right now, my current focus is the African one because I think we get to see the kind of powerhouses of women we have in Africa. So what do you think? Do you ever watch the Real Housewives?
No.
Is there any reason why you don't?
I appreciate it. I mean, I remember before the African version came out, I used to just see people tearing at each other's hair, and then I was like, you know what, this is kind of sad. I mean, if it was people getting into character and doing it and knowing what they're, knowing what they're getting themselves into, I'd get it. But imagine just the poor Masedi, poor Tsepoelo.
There's nobody poor on the Real Housewives.
No, not poor, not as in poor.
Yeah.
As in, gets there and then loses their mind and then gets tore up I mean, imagine, cameras are on.
And I think, well, for me, from all the episodes that I've watched, it gets quite messy. People will curse you and curse your generations. The drama. That's what I like about it. But I think the most important thing for me is just that it shows realistically what happens in a group of women. There's no fakeness. It's only OGs, the real. It's either you have it or you don't. That's the unfortunate thing because some will get on the show and don't really have it like the other ones do. Like
and I'm not gonna knock it. I'm not gonna knock it because I'm looking at how your eyes are lit up.
Yeah, and when I talk about it.
And the empowerment aspect of it. You know what I mean? Plus, a show is a show. So I'm definitely gonna consider it.
I think start with the Real Housewives of Lagos, and then come back down to Southern Africa. Then I got Jozi Fale, and then Hotwafa Jozi, then you can go to Durban. Then you'll learn right now what's currently showing, which is the Real Housewives of Cape Town.
Maybe the next time we have this conversation, I'll be addicted.
So the next one is Come Dine With Me.
Oh, another brilliant show.
Yeah.
Now, what I love about this show is it's the show that you can watch with your stuck-up uncle, your grumpy grandfather, your envious neighbor, your nosy neighbor, your niece. It's like the whole family can actually sit there and actually watch it because it's relatable. You get this group of people that actually cook for each other, get to know each other, you get recipes, and who doesn't like food?
Oh, we all love food.
You know what I mean? Who doesn't like food?
We all love food, especially good food.
You see, different personalities keep coming in. So
I think also another thing about it is also a chance for a lot of people to explore. To see what kind of recipes they can get into. And the most interesting thing about it is that the hosts don't actually get to choose where they sit.
Yeah.
They sit, in the dinner table. Yeah.
True. And also I learned a lot of things like veganism, even religious foods or things that people don't eat. You know what I mean? Things that I know that somebody belongs to some particular religion.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't exactly know what their dining etiquette or what kind of food they don't eat and why and so forth. So it compels you to actually go out and do a bit of research as well. So you learn, you get entertained.
And you get to know what other people like to eat.
It's a prime time show.
The next one is Housekeepers.
Housekeepers.
When I say Housekeepers, the first person you must think is Thando Tabeta.
Yeah. I actually follow on Instagram. I don't know why.
Actually, when
she's brilliant. Though.
She's brilliant. And the thing with Thando Tabeta is that she's always been a radio personality for the longest time. And now when she ventured into acting, it was a complete shock for me. I was like, okay, Thando, you can act.
Versatility, mama, versatility.
The industry calls for versatility. But for me, with the Housekeepers, it's like one of those shows where somebody must go undercover. She's a house helper and she's going undercover to kind of unveil who killed her mother.
sounds something I would love to watch.
It's definitely I think the first time I watched it, I was on episode 4. I found it airing on episode 4 on Zanzi Magic, and I was like, okay, this looks very interesting. And I went back to Showmax to kind of catch up from episode 1 to 3 and until the current episode that was playing on Zanzi Magic at the time.
Right. So it's still on season 1.
It's currently on season 2 at the moment.
Ah, super.
So season 1 is
at least I get to binge the first season.
Yes, you get to binge the first
So I've got
season.
the Republic. Now I've got,
You got
Housekeepers.
Yes.
Bae.
And then the next one is The Big Bang Theory.
I think that's
that one is
mine.
Oh man,
Is that mine or yours?
That is yours. But I don't know how I left it out on my list.
Everybody loves this show.
It's like it's almost like 2.5 Men.
Yes.
That's the same type.
Brilliant writing.
Yeah.
Brilliant writing. The characters are amazing. Big Bang Theory, they're always eating. Have you noticed that? They're always eating. Every episode, they're eating something.
Yeah, somebody's hosting something at their place.
Exactly. Jim Parsons is also quite funny. I mean, the whole ensemble.
Yeah.
Come on.
And I think it's also the first TV show in modern history to be given 3-season renewal.
Wow.
So since 2011, it's had like 3 seasons renewed.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Like it's such a brilliant show. It's a brilliant concept that doesn't get old. I mean, I can watch probably the first season of Big Bang Theory today, and it doesn't feel like it's old. It doesn't feel like it's something from 2011. It feels very fresh and very recent.
Yeah, some of these shows gain syndication because they're brilliant. I mean, remember about Everybody Loves Raymond, 2.5 Men you mentioned.
Yes, you know? yes. And unfortunately, 2.5 Men, the half men is now a man. So it's 3 men.
So it's 3 men now.
The other one takes us back to the hood. Think about it. This one is my favorite one. It's also got a lot of drama. It's got people fighting.
Sounds like an action movie.
It's not even a movie. You know, right now the current phrase is Mjolo Irang.
Yeah.
Hey.
Teachers ya Africa.
Teachers of Africa. Teachers.
Uyajola.
Uyajola 99.
What's his name?
Jub.
You have started a storm.
Jub came from prison and said, "Listen, guys, I'm
bringing it.
I'm going to give you the action."
My God, I remember one episode where even the dog was chasing the cheetah. Like, it was wild. That show is wild. And I did say I don't like reality shows.
Yeah.
But this one is one I'd stay up for. You know what I mean? It's one I stay up for, like on some no. Just one segment there, and the next thing you know,
you're hooked.
All in. I'm calling friends. I'm on Twitter.
I think that's where I got it from. I got it from Twitter when everybody was like, Uyajola 99, Moja Love.
Did you see this?
I need to see this.
But Moja Love is amazing.
Moja Love is amazing when it comes to like real
African
content. Real African content, you know, stories that happen on the ground. And I mean, that's why Uyajola was so relatable to a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know.
Except us who don't cheat.
Have you ever not been cheated on? So you see, it is relatable.
No comment.
To all aspects, to any person.
Everybody.
Because either you get cheated on or you're cheated.
So if something is happening next door,
we're there
to check for Kante.
Yeah, and I think it was also just great the fact that they had Jub on the show as the presenter, because he's a great presenter. He's got the right energy. He's the right guy. He's a peacemaker, but also you'll go there and try and provoke and say, okay, so
it's always spicy.
So this guy was cheating on you,
and you let it...
pregnant, you know, and the ladies will flip like, you know, this guy really went in.
I remember with what's this show, Cheaters.
Yeah,
there was a guy called Joey Greco.
Yes,
who ended up getting stabbed. He got stabbed. I think
was it on the episode?
It was an episode where he actually got stabbed, and they actually packaged and showed that episode.
Really?
He got stabbed on a boat. He actually followed this couple on his boat to another boat, jumped on the boat, and started instigating. And he got shanked. Like prison stabbed type thing.
Oh, that's crazy.
Now, that's for less. The stuff that Jub is a man. Because Jub can go deep gassy, he can go to gangsters, he can go to whatever.
He can go to the birds.
And he will bring back that content, and it'll work.
And eventually he'll get the people to come and actually sit down together.
You know what I mean?
It's either they end up resolving or the relationship kind of goes,
Ubuntu.
you know...
Yeah.
But that's the end of the list that we had today. I'm glad that you did watch a lot of DStv.
I grew up here.
You grew up here and you're going to be here forever. I'm so grateful that you joined us today.
Thank you for
But let's just talk about you. You have also just music that's going to be coming up later in the year. September, you're dropping music. You're back in the industry.
Yes, I'm back in the game. I'm back in the game.
Let's just talk about that.
More fire. I've got a brand new... In fact, to start off as a feature with Bongo because I like to collaborate.
Yeah.
And I've been fortunate enough to actually collaborate with some of my favorite artists of all time in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like locally. So this time I got to hook up with none other than Bongo Rista. You know what I mean? And he just brought his reggae dance hall, kind of calls it. It's just
something
it's
special.
magic. You know what I mean? And for me, it was like a challenge, but at the same time, was a treat. So we did one song, then it became 3 songs. Then all of a sudden, I've got this whole body of music that I've been working on, and then stuff that we're doing together. So we're just gonna start with this new one. It's called Leader.
Yeah.
And
so that's gonna be released as a single.
Yeah. It's gonna be released as a single, but then I might actually just
go in and
hard.
give us an album.
Just give us a thing.
A thing.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna call it an album.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. Okay, where can people find you on social media?
You can hit me up on @KingTux1 on Twitter, Instagram, King Tux on the YouTube page.
Yeah.
And
Facebook?
Basically at Facebook, you got my page, King Tux Tumelo Johwa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's King Tux all the way.
Tumelo Johwa or @KingTux1 or King Tux KING space TUX.
Oh, dope. Thank you so much for joining us on Dintshang.
Thank you for having me.
That's all we had for you right here on DStv Dintshang. I am your host, Orapeleng, aka Los the Do the Mosto. And as you know, you must make sure to go to your nearest DStv store and subscribe if you need to do that. And find out more information on exactly what packages are available for you to stay in touch with what's going on in the world. And subscribe, like, comment, and we will see you on the next episode right here of DStv Dintshang. Goodbye.